Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. My husband said not to use this as a microphone, so I decided to do it anyway. Welcome to another episode on our channel. You saw her the other day in the last episode. This is the Dead Queen, Gethsemoni, from the Court of the Dead. She's a collaboration between TBLeague and Sideshow. Apparently, I am using this as a microphone. She's gorgeous. She has a few problems. I talked about that in the last episode. The crown is a bear to get on, but we figured it out eventually. I talked about that too. But some time ago, I had made this guy, and I called him Death Keeper. And then I decided to make another guy like him. And so this is Death Keeper 1, Death Keeper 2. This guy is the good, if you can call a Death Keeper good. This is a good Death Keeper because he's trying to keep death at bay. And this is a bad one who says your time is up, bring it on, you're not going to win, type of thing. So, yeah, I thought she would be nice to put in between these two guys. And she looks great besides both of them, or they look great next to her. Either way, what's interesting is that his cape, has a different border, so it's not the same cape, but it's the same color. And I made this eons ago. Had no clue they would match so well, but I love matching things. And this turned out perfectly. So my husband was kind enough to make one stand. Of course, she's not attached to the stand. She has her own stand. She's just in the middle. These guys are attached. But she looks great in between the two guys. So I think I figured out what to put in her hand. And it's either going to be, of course, a skull. She's on a base or a stand with lots of skulls. So this one I tried to kind of make the skull match kind of her outfit type of thing. Anyway, it looks great. Or another thing I could put in her hand is something I made for him way back when, since he's fighting for souls. It's a brain. And if I put it in just right, she'll be able to hold it. Fortunately, it's made out of magic skull, so it doesn't break. Da-da. It looks good. Whether she's holding the brain, which is what the good Death Keeper is fighting for, or whether she's holding a skull. I may just change it out every so often, depending on how I feel. But anyway, this is made out of magic sculpt. I shaped a brain, and then I kind of rolled a really thin, not really as thin as thread, but a thin piece, and just kind of went around and around in different directions to kind of look like the ridges in a brain. It's hard to see from here, but they're there. So anyway, I think they look great together. So I think what we'll do is I'll just remove myself. We'll start in close on the first thing I customized, which is the good Death Keeper, and then pull back. And then we'll start in close on the bad Death Keeper and pull back. And then last but not least, the Dead Queen. We'll start in close on her and pull back. It will do no good to put them on a turnaround tray. It's way too wide for that process. And we'll lose one of the characters as we turn, and we'll lose the focus as well. So I think that's probably the best way to do this. So we'll be right back. We'll set up for this guy first, this guy second, and then her. I didn't give you any background to this figure in the last episode, so I guess now's an appropriate time to do so. This is, of course, Gethsemoni, the dead queen. She's from the Court of the Dead, which apparently is a board game. It was later adapted to be a video game by someone from Sideshow, actually. So it's a board game, a video game. I don't think it's ever been made into a movie or anything like that. But this is just information in case you're curious why this figure, what's the importance of this figure. It's all about the Court of the Dead. And I've never played the game. I've never seen the video game, but I've done that before with the figures like from the game Resident Evil. So I have quite a collection from that game, but I've never played the game. I just like the figures. So this is a figure I saw one time. I just fell in love with it and saw it for a great price and definitely got it. Gethsemoni, the Dead Queen, she's the leader of one of three factions. So there's the faction known as Flesh, there's one known as Spirit, and there's one known as Bone. Gethsemoni is the leader of the faction of Flesh. For the faction of the Spirit, Ilianastus is the leader, but I believe Kira is now the de facto leader of that group. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I've seen on the internet. And the last faction, the faction of Bone, the leader of that faction, I believe you pronounce her name Xiall, Xiall. They all have unique names I've never heard until I started looking up the information. All leaders are females. I know there are other characters, but I haven't really gone into depth with the board game or the video game. I just, like I said, I just like this figure and wanted to get it. I think you can get here for a pretty good price, but if you're looking for Ilianastus, or if you're looking for Xiall at 1/6 scale, you're probably going to be spending a fortune. That's going to be my guess. And I think they started out as a fortune with Sideshow. So anyway, I can't justify those kinds of prices. I think one is like $600 or started out that way. So I can only imagine what the cost is now. But the person who sold this to me sold it to me at original cost. So that it being a perfectly unopened box and looking very, very much unused, very new, it was quite a deal. So anyway, I hope you like the rest of the episode. Here's one last look at all 3 of our figures. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day. Here's one last look at all of our figures. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving our cat a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.